Beer does a body good. What's up, guys?
What's going on, bud?
Oh,
Rich is back.
I'm back.
And it's almost his birthday.
I'm not better than ever, but I'm back.
I'm back and better than ever. Never mind.
Yeah, all right, Eric.
Or be back.
Yeah,
Tom's over there
Rich's
singing
birthday
to
is within a few hours of us recording this. So, happy birthday, Rich!
Yes,
Well,
happy
thank you.
birthday.
Thank you.
You got any big plans?
No, not at all. I'm gonna head down to my mom's at some point. That's like it. I think we're gonna go see He-Man. That's the big plan. Gonna take the nephews to see He-Man.
It was good.
Those are good.
Yeah. There's
I
like
think I'm
three
gonna
or, there's like 3 or 4 after credit scenes too.
okay.
How does it now? Okay, so I have very little frame of reference, but how does it stack up against the '80s masterpiece?
Oh, I haven't seen that, but Dolph Lundgren does make an appearance.
You've never seen the
You
one
never
with
Dolph
Gwildor and Courtney Cox?
What?
Oh,
I saw that in the theater when I was a kid.
I have the 4K Blu-ray. I forget whatever hell the special edition is over there in the.
Yeah.
It's not a good movie, but it's a fun movie.
It certainly is one of the movies of all time.
I'm surprised you haven't seen it. That's like the
It's
most
worth a watch.
Yeah, that's the most astonishing thing I think we've learned today
Yeah,
so far.
So far.
Yeah,
the night is young, not much unlike any of us.
true. Good point. All right, we got some video game chatter, which we do a lot of anyway. But we got some big news here. We've got Xbox just had their showcase. We've got State of Play from Sony. Nintendo Direct was actually earlier today, and we'll even chat a little bit on Apple, the developer conference announcements. So I don't know what you guys feel on what you want to take first, or just hit highlights, hit all over the place. I don't really care. Whatever you want.
All right. I guess I'll jump it off, and I'm gonna start with 2 things that weren't on either or on any of the conferences or anything. 2 games that I learned about via the interwebs. One of them being Stage Tour, which we talked about through text, but that looks really cool. A return to the Rock Band era with the Guitar Hero developers, Red Octane, who made the first 2 Guitar Heroes, I believe, maybe the first 3, but definitely the first 2. So I'm excited about that. And then,
is there flute yet?
Is there what?
Flute yet?
No, there's not a flute
I
yet.
want my Jethro Tull thing. We never got that. We had 20-some years of Rock Band and Guitar Hero. We never got the flute attachment.
I mean, you could pretend like the microphone's a flute.
It's not the same.
Well, I mean, look, there's plenty of things that are circular that you can put your mouth on, Rich.
That's true.
Stage
Tour. The Stage Tour one was I know that's come up before. I don't know if we've chatted about it maybe a little bit here, and I know definitely off pod, because that was announced a while ago, or at least from my recollection anyway. Correct?
Yeah, but they did a reveal on the actual instruments and stuff, and like the first 7 tracks or something like that. But I think the only Baby Metal is on it. Static X is on it, and Weezer, and I can't remember anybody else, but I know those 3 bands are on it.
Kid Rock?
No, it's cool. It's actually all Kid Rock. That's all it is. Stage Tour's exclusivity is the Kid Rock.
Well, and so what's cool is it does actually have it has like a campaign where they called it roguelike, where I guess it's going to be different every time you play it. But I'm assuming if there's Kid Rock DLC, it'll be like you got to earn catalytic converters to trade in for Sudafed so you can make meth.
Yeah, no, it's cool though. The thing I like about it, I think I've mentioned this off pod, my kids are super excited about it, mainly because they love the rhythm games. And so, Guitar Hero really not in the cards for us with what I currently have on hand system wise. And I really don't want to start hunting down stuff for that or Rock Band, at this point. So when this was announced, I was like, oh, good.
Yeah, finally some more drums.
Yeah, like I can, maybe approach this from a more practical. I'm not going to say affordable. I'll say practical perspective. So
right. Well, it's definitely more affordable than what you can buy now.
Yeah, I say that in jest because nothing's affordable now.
No, that's true.
But
that's true.
You said you had another game that Rob that you other than Stage Tour. What was the other one?
Yeah, so it's Super Ukulele Kart. So are you guys familiar with ukulele at all?
I know what the instrument is.
This is bootleg Banjo-Kazooie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're making it's supposed to be kind of like Super Mario Kart 64, or not Super Mario Kart 64. In that, the graphics are going to be that kind of graphics.
But it's all Kickstarter characters, so it's like ukulele and Mighty Number 9. Is he in it? That was that bootleg Mega Man.
Oh, that would be awesome. I so hope that's it. Literally all I saw was that it's gonna have a rage meter where as you get the shit kicked out of you as you're going around the track, it builds up and then you can just unleash massive attacks. So I thought that was pretty cool. That's a neat little addition there. But yeah, other than that, do you want to start with Nintendo, Sega, or Nintendo, Sony, or Xbox?
Rich, what do you say? You go.
Nintendo's the only one I'm super familiar with because I just watched a video about it before.
I'd say that was the most recent. So let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's start afresh with Nintendo.
Yeah.
All right. So let me find there it is. I've got.
Oh, while Bob's looking for his notes, I did finally watch Mario Galaxy, and it was definitely better than the first one. Not that the first one was bad, it's just I liked it better. No Donkey Kong, which he wasn't missed. Star Fox was cool. That was it.
No, I haven't seen it yet. I've been meaning to. These past few months have been a blur, so I'll pick up on it here eventually.
All right, I've got my notes here. Were there any games that, besides, let's save the major announcement into our discussion a little bit here, but were there any other ones that really jumped out at you?
Well, I was just playing the Star Fox demo that they released with the thing, and that game's awesome. It's going to be fantastic. It was already going to be good, and then I just played it for 20 minutes, whatever the demo was, and it's amazing. It looks fantastic. It plays like Star Fox 64, but in 4K and beautiful, and the frame rate was awesome, and it was just it had me excited about Nintendo again. So that was cool. I'm excited about the upgrades to Xenoblade Chronicles because I may finally play them, even though I bought them 3 or 4 times. That's one of the games I always wanted to get into and never got to. I still don't know what the big deal with Pokemon Pokepedia, but you can play underwater now.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not huge into the Pokopia thing. I haven't tried it. I love Pokemon and I had fun with Animal Crossing, so you would think that I would be into it, but
the reason why I turned on before I realized there was even a Star Fox demo was those achievement card things were supposed to come out today, where you can play I think right now it's a limited time Donkey Kong thing where you can play Donkey Kong related games, and they're almost like achievements, but you earn cards, and you can only earn them, at least right now, for that one period of time. But I'm guessing it comes out either West Coast time or something like that because there was no update.
Yeah.
But that looks cool. I like you play Donkey Kong, but it's not like you play Donkey Kong. You play Donkey Kong and you have to do a certain task in it. Or you play Donkey Kong Bonanza, whatever the hell that thing was called, banana, and you have to do some steps for that, and then you get the cards for those things. So that sounds cool.
The Bannon and Ananza. I'm just looking through the thing, and we won't hit on the big stuff yet. The one thing that always catches my eye on these things is the Switch Sports stuff. So I did see that there's a exclusive Switch 2 release, Nintendo Switch Sports Resort, which adds a ton of different games and some different ones too, some fun ones. They even mentioned thumb wrestling, which I thought was interesting. But now they bring back the bowling and tennis and all those good ones. But those games are always fun, and I think the Switch Sports did a good job of taking that multiplayer experience that you used to have with the Wii in person and putting that online, and kind of expanding on that. I think it did a decent job of that. So I'm not a Switch 2 owner, but this would be something that I would certainly gravitate toward. Those games are always fun for me anyway. So
yeah, that looked pretty good. I'm interested in the game Big Walk. That seems kind of interesting. Like I can't really describe it other than it's essentially a walking simulator, but you've got 4 people playing or 3 people playing with you, and you're in like a group, and you can talk to each other and send each other messages and so I don't know. It looked interesting. It's probably not something I'm going to pick up, but that looked okay, or it looked interesting.
Bob, real quick, I'm sorry, on Big Walk, and I think maybe one of the things that piqued your interest was that was by the creators of Untitled Goose Game.
Okay, that makes sense. So, and that's going to apparently be no, you're good. That's going to be a cross-platform, so you're going to be able to play with people, I guess, probably on PC, Xbox, and PS5. So that piques my interest too. Onimusha Way of the Sword is coming out for all of the systems. That looked pretty cool. I've never played an Onimusha game, but that looked interesting to me.
I played the first one. It was very Resident Evil meets action adventure feudal Japan. It was good.
Okay. Obviously, the Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, I'm down with that. That comes out September 17th. I'm going to be grabbing that. There's a game called Ninjala 2, which I don't remember Ninjala 1, but apparently you make your weapons out of gum, out of ninja gum. I don't know. It looked interesting. If there's a demo or something, I might check that out. Let me see what else here.
Speaking of gum, I don't know if the gummy ship's in there, but the Kingdom Hearts games are all going to be re-released with a new one.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the first one, but maybe I'll get back into it. I don't know.
Yeah, I played the very first one on PS2, and I haven't played any of them since, but I might snag them on the collection that's coming out, especially since 4 is coming out. I'm interested in Xenoblade Genesis because I've never played any of the Xenoblade Chronicles games, but this one I guess is I don't know if it's a new start for the series or if it's like a prequel to everything that's already happened, but it looked pretty cool, so that might be something I look at. Rich, I'm surprised you didn't mention Hello Kitty Party Land.
I was going to. You just didn't give me a chance to. Yeah.
Sorry, man. I didn't mean to step on your toes.
That's okay. That and the new Final Fantasy Resonance, the 2D, HD 2D, which is a stupid. Thing, but the game itself looks fun, though. I do like my 2D Final Fantasy.
Yeah, me too. Actually, Bob and I kind of dogged a little bit that last time we recorded on Final Fantasy just because there were so many iterations. We got into it on Final Fantasy 7 a little bit.
I haven't played any of the remakes. Final Fantasy 7, 1, 2, 3, whatever the hell.
Right. Yeah, we got into it on that a little bit because it makes a lot of sense. Like, come on, like how many times are you gonna make me buy the same thing over and over? But yeah, no, I saw that too on this announcement. I thought the same thing. That 2D HD thing was the stupidest.
But you summon like Final Fantasy characters from the other games as your summons. So that's kind of cool.
Oh, yes. That is awesome.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. The cool thing about that one is it's Switch 2, it's Switch, PS5, Xbox, and PC. So it's pretty cool.
And are you guys have either of you, Rich? I know you've played Splatoon and enjoyed it, right?
I love Splatoon. Yes, that is my. I think it's the only. Okay, I guess I can't say that because I'm not Nintendo's target audience. But I was gonna say it's like the only one of their new franchises that I've really gotten into. Like I own all three of the Splatoon games. I tried Arms. Arms was good for a while, but doesn't have that holding power. Like I
Yeah.
picked up Splatoon 2 again when they did the expansion pack that came out with the Switch 2. And yes, they're I like that you can't talk to people in chat when you're playing online. It's just fun. Like you're not killing the other guys, you're shooting them with paint. It's a paintball. It's colorful, it's fun,
What did you think of Splatoon Raiders?
fast. That looks cool. I'll play a single player Splatoon game. It'd be cool. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I might check that one out. I think there's going to be a demo of that coming out if it's not already out. So I'll be checking that one out.
And Rich, I know you're a big Minecraft guy. We got a dedicated Switch 2 version of Minecraft coming out.
I did see that right before we started. I'm not buying another version of Minecraft.
Oh, come on.
Oh, you know what I just realized too? I wrote it down, but I had forgotten it. The Kingdom Hearts collections come out on my birthday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
There you
so,
go. Just for you.
Yeah, just for me. I'm the only one that can buy it. Nobody else can buy it.
Nope.
And they'll have 0 sales.
Wow. Way to bury that one.
But that, I guess, brings us to the big story, which
You already did Hello Kitty.
Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time
Remake
is coming out. And I don't know, they showed very, 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 very little of it, but what they did show was gorgeous.
They turned Link into a real boy.
Yeah.
He's very realistic. Looking.
I've never played this game, so I'm looking forward to it, to play through it for the very first time.
I don't know, just looking at some of the visuals on that, man, it's pretty. And I guess I wonder with the remakes anymore, especially with where they're going. I'm going to assume that it's just a straight remake with better visuals, but I don't know. Nintendo is funny how they handle some things. So
I'm sure there'll be some quality of life improvements.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like, ease of play, whatever, but or I don't know, additional quests or whatever.
Hopefully they take it. It's gonna. All right, this is gonna sound counterintuitive because I know it's one of the major game mechanics, but I'm hoping they have like an easy mode for the playing the ocarina, because that's what always scared me off on that game to begin with.
Oh, that was one of the instruments they announced on Stage Tour. No, I was kidding.
Yeah, it's going to be... Oh, Stage Tour is coming out for the Switch too, by the way.
There you go. See? That's what we call a segue in the profession, folks.
Exactly.
No, it's cool. That definitely was the biggest news from the Direct. Look, you throw one of your, top characters out there. Anytime you throw Zelda game, that's going to be your big announcement. So yeah, I don't know. It does look pretty though. It does look like a beautiful game, and maybe this will, Nintendo's a great way of, introducing, classics to new generations. So this is a great way to do it.
Yeah, I was surprised there was no. Now, I wasn't surprised because there was rumors going on that about what was going to be in it, and so from the rumors, I knew ahead of time that there was going to be no Super Mario World DLC or Super Mario Kart World DLC, and I knew there was going to be no 3D Mario or new 2D Mario, but I was still kind of taken aback by that. I was hoping that we would get some news on some of that, but
all in all, out of curiosity, because I was curious what your guys' take overall, sounds like you guys are pretty happy with the announcements. But
Yeah. Yes.
all right, so thumbs up on Nintendo Direct then.
Thumbs up on the Nintendo Direct.
All right. Let's shift over to Sony State of Play. How about that? And then we'll go toward Xbox because there's some different things that are going on here. Is that all right with you guys? Or
yeah, man.
So State of Play happened early part of this month. June, was it last week?
Yeah, it was
June 2nd?
last week.
Yeah, June 2nd. As we record this anyway. I'm kind of thumbing through. Bobby, you and I had talked about the Wolverine announcement, and I hate to get the big gun off top there for Sony, but quite frankly, I don't know how much else we can talk about what comparatively, because there's a different announcements on there, and some stuff crosses over with what we just talked about with some of the stuff on Nintendo. So Wolverine stuff, have you checked out the newest trailers, video, whatever?
Yeah, I watched. I'm the only one of us that watched all three of the presentations because I have no life and nothing to do aside from go to work and watch videos on YouTube. So I watched the trailer for Wolverine, and the thing that stuck out to me the most was how much friggin' blood is in it, which is going to sound kind of weird coming from me because I was the one that was all about the blood code in Mortal Kombat back in the day, and like let's make things as gory as possible. That's so cool, when I was little. But now that I'm a little bit older, and I don't want to say mature because we know that's a lie, but it just seemed gratuitous. And I mean, the game looks cool, but the more I think about it and the more I read on it, I'm really worried that it's going to be disappointing when I finally get to play it.
So are you saying like Quentin Tarantino level of gratuity?
Yeah. It's dude, it's everywhere. And the one thing people were bitching about online, but I didn't see it, but I'm assuming it happened, was they were saying that, so like when you're playing, Wolverine's costume gets torn up. And they were complaining because apparently, Wolverine has his healing factor, so he heals. But apparently, I guess, as the game goes on, his costume heals too. I didn't see any of that in the videos that I watched, but I could see that being a little weird. But again, you know what, dude? It's a video game about a guy who has
about a comic book character,
metal bones.
Yeah, come on,
and knives that come out of his hand. Like,
suspend some disbelief. Come on,
right?
Like, come on. If that's your complaint, like, good Lord.
Yeah, I can't really complain about that
because at a certain point, he's going to be naked.
Right. I was just going to say, we have like ray tracing and stuff now. So do we get to the point where it gets damaged enough where his balls fall out?
Yeah, I don't want to see that.
No, like it's funny you say that, but you're not. That's not wrong. But it's exactly right though. Like, come on,
yeah.
Like, what are you supposed to do?
Right.
Give me a break. Kind of coming through the list, and we'll get into some of these other titles because they do have big announcements on some of their top franchises or ones that are, I say, more closely associated with Sony. Anyway, there was one that I'm looking through on the PlayStation blog, and this game speaks to me as a child. Because I just know that, like, I'm going to get this one just for the sheer fact of this was something I wanted probably when I was a kid. But the Stuntman Hollywood.
Dude.
Yeah.
Did you watch the trailer, though?
I've not yet. I'm just reading about it. And then, yeah.
You get to play as the DeLorean? You get to play as Kit?
Kit from Knight Rider? Yeah, I'm seeing that.
Oh, my God. It's so cool. Like, I've never played a Stuntman game. But they are getting damn close to me trying it out because I want to drive Kit and I want to drive the DeLorean and I want to drive all these cool cars that they're putting in there. Like, it looks awesome, and it looks kind of like Crash Mode from Burnout 2.
Yeah, and that's what I'm just looking at the picture and I'm reading a little blurb about it, and I'm like, Yeah, this is totally up my alley. Now you're bringing in the things that I love. You know, like I see the DeLorean, I see Kit, and you know, I see like, you know, I know it's not, but there's like Evil Knievel type stuff going on, and I'm like, man, like this is awesome. Like, just give it to me today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Put it in my veins.
yes. But like that's the kid in me. Like, come on, like when we're all growing up, who didn't love all that stuff? I mean, we all wanted to be the stunt people. I mean, come on, that was the coolest part about making a movie. So this is like, yeah, I'm all about that one all day long.
Did you happen to see any of that, Rich?
No, but I'm looking now at the list, and there's a Banjo the Chef game coming out, which is a prequel to Dave the Diver. Dave the Diver was like one of the best games I played last year before, whenever it was free on PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you're right, Rich. It was in the last year. I played that a bit. Tommy actually played it a little bit too.
I actually finished it. Which
did you?
Yeah,
nice. Fun. Yeah, I'm looking at some of these other ones though.
Nobody said anything about the new God of War game where you apparently play his wife or something.
Dude, that's on my list. We're
trying to wait till some of the big titles.
Sorry,
no, you're good, Rich. No, it's fine. You're absolutely
new Silent Hill games are good.
Exactly. No, you're right. Because look, I think we'll dive harder into God of War, but yeah, you've got Silent Hill, you've got Tomb Raider announcement in there too. Like they hit some of their big properties.
Ace Combat 8.
Yeah, Ace Combat 8. But you know, no Twisted Metal announcement. Shocker.
No Twisted Metal.
Which is
Onimusha Way of the Sword again.
The TV show. You think they'd put out a game to go with the TV show?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. You've got Twisted a great Metal. Yeah.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
But you know, it's kind of sad though. Like that the what's his face? David or whatever his name is, the developer of Twisted Metal.
Oh,
the original
David Jaffe?
Yeah. He's crazy.
Yeah, he's a jackass.
Yeah, so like that's likely why we're not going to see much of anything at this point.
Yeah. One that keeps on popping up on all of them is the Rayman Legends Retold. I think it was on all three. I got nothing for it, but I will say this.
Do we get more rabbits?
Yes, that's what I want.
The musical levels are kind of cool. And one of the musical levels in this game is Can't Touch This by MC Hammer.
Oh, okay, so are the musical levels like rhythm based or are they like Sackboy?
So it's kind of like Sackboy, where as you go through and you do stuff, it makes the music.
Okay.
Or like Mario Wonders levels?
Yeah, it's kind of like Mario Wonder, but more like Little Big Planet, where like as you go through, you're making the music.
Yeah, because like that. Yeah, that's why I asked that, because I know as you progress on the level, the song progresses as well. You know,
I like they had to say that it was by MC Hammer. Like all of us didn't know that.
Well, listen, we are not the target demographic for that game, and if anyone is listening to this,
I think if anybody's listening to this, it would be people our age anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You know what? I do have a perfect title for our episode. You Can't Touch This by MC Hammer.
Yeah. There you go. Do that. We'll see. Maybe it'll chart. Maybe for MC Hammer's first charting hit in 20, 30 years.
You know what's funny though? In the PlayStation blog blurb about Rayman Legends Retold, you have fully voiced characters, expanded soundtrack, new and improved gameplay with a rich selection of returning levels.
Oh,
rich selection. But the cool thing about the Rayman games, and I always like Rich, you mentioned the Rabid stuff too. My kids love those, and I do as well. 4-player co-op, local co-op. So you know that those are still fun, you know. And even though we're not target demo, I could certainly see this something kind of falling into my lap because of my children, and I don't hate that. You know, they love the Rabid stuff. My son's a huge fan of it, and I have no complaints about that. So I'm game.
Speaking of complaints, God of War Lofi or Laufey, I don't know how the fuck you even say it.
Oh,
Has been getting like mad complaints, and I don't see the issue.
Is that
Nope.
because you play as a good girl?
Probably, if I had to guess, it's because you play as Deborah Ann Wool, famous for her roles in True Blood and Daredevil, and you know your basement dwelling incel jackasses are upset by that.
But like it's actually her too. Looking at like
Yeah.
a novel that look exactly like her.
Yeah,
so let's. You need to preface this too. This is interesting. There's what, you've 10 or 11 other God of War games.
It looks like there's 37.
in a row.
So look, you're talking about a long franchise here.
Yes, two again. Yeah.
I mean, come on. Like, what's the outrage on this? I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Well, you've had sex, so you wouldn't understand.
Fair. 2026 though, and you're talking about a
Where was-
franchise that's been around for 2 decades that has at least 10 other installments, and they're going to be pissed because this installment has a girl as the lead character.
Right.
At least 7.
That's the problem.
7. There's only 7.
Well, there's God of War 1, 2, 3. There's 2 on the PSP.
Yeah, I'm
There's
sorry,
probably
Rich.
one on the Vita that I'm not thinking about. Yeah.
I'm counting, and there's God of War 2, God of War Betrayal. I'm doing like the mobile stuff too.
The 2 Norse ones too.
Chains of Olympus, God of War 3, God of War Ghost of Sparta, God of War Ascension, God of War Ragnarok, God of War Ragnarok Valhalla, God of War Sons of Sparta, which is this year.
Damn.
Oh god, that was terrible.
Yeah, so there's like close to 10 different titles there that I've rattled off. But still, you've got a long-standing franchise that's been out for over 2 decades. I'm sorry, it's 2005. Come on, give me a break.
Right. Yeah, I don't get the outrage, but again, like I said, if you've had sex, you're probably not too hurt by the fact that there's a female as the lead character in this game. If you are an incel, then yeah, you've probably got an issue with it.
Lost our incel audience now.
Well,
we lost them before.
oh well. Yeah, fuck them.
There are a few other announcements from the Dune Awakening. I was curious, Rich, did you see the announcement on that one?
Yes, but I was going to say that licensed games usually aren't good. I think that's still the case. And then the last Dune games were like RTSs. And I'm not a big RTS fan, so I don't know. I'll check it out.
This one's more like, it seems like it's more like kind of like in the Bethesda type game.
Yeah, it's open world survival game, or so they say anyway. So I don't know.
But it looked okay.
There's some other stuff too. Bob, did you have anything else on the Sony one before we jump over to
there's like a really weeby looking Marvel fighting game I've never heard of.
Oh, Tokon.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I missed that one.
Tokon Fighting Souls. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Like
some of the character designs look kind of cool, but I'm not really
manga.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of out on those games only because there seems to be so many of them anymore. You kind of get lost in the shuffle. So I'm not, hey, they're trying to sell that based off the characters.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a Marvel game. Let's go buy it. Basically, to me, that's what that screams.
This ill game looks kind of cool. Another horror survival looking thing.
What was that, Rich?
Ill.
Oh yeah, ill. Yeah. I did see that too. Yes. Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, look, all in all, I think the Sony stuff comparative to Nintendo stuff is not as exciting. I'm not going to necessarily bury anything, but I just think it's a middle of the year, middle of the road, one thumb up, one thumb down, like kind of right in the middle for me. I don't have a better way to say it.
Yeah.
For Sony.
Well, and that brings us over to the Xbox, and there's not they didn't announce a whole lot. Rich, the two that will really get you, I would think, would be the Persona 4 revival, and they announced Persona 6. So
There was a Clockwork Revolution. I mean, yeah, is that what it's called? Clockwork. This Clockwork Revolution thing was cool too. Like very steampunk.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Tom and I talked about that off
Did you?
pod.
Yeah, Bob. So Bob sent me his like, check this one out. And there's another one too. We'll mention too. I really want to talk about, but he sent me that, and for when I first saw it, I read it. Of course, your eyes see things, and I'm like, why would they make a video game of a Clockwork Orange this year?
There's a new Castlevania game too that apparently I don't know if this is a
Yeah.
exclusive or whatever, but this is the first time hearing of it, which is kind of cool.
But that Clockwork Rev one looks awesome. Yeah, it was cool, and I love the trailer for it's awesome. It's fun. Like that's
really good.
It's a fun. It's just it looks fun, and that's the thing that stuck out to me was that it's like, okay, they're trying to be, there's a bunch of different influences. It's pretty obvious that some of the different games they bring into it, but that world just looks fun, and I think they approached it from the right way. Watching that trailer, so that's an exciting announcement to me.
Yeah, it looks. I think the one game that we agreed on that it was kind of like was BioShock Infinite, as far as the world. And unfortunately, it's an Xbox exclusive. So if you don't have an Xbox, you're not getting to play it. I think it's coming out on.
It looks like you can buy a clear Xbox now, though. So
yeah.
Oh, I like that. I like how that looks.
Yeah, exactly. That translucent green or transparent, translucent, translucent. Yeah. Using my words there. No, that green Xbox looks awesome. The thing that's gonna suck about it is paying for it.
Yes.
But it looks cool.
It does look cool.
And how much? How much is it? I don't see a price.
They haven't announced it yet.
$17,000.
Well, that's going to be like the Steam box that they apparently have sitting in a warehouse somewhere till they can lower the price enough to put them out.
Yeah.
So what they did was they took all those and they just painted them translucent green.
There you go.
Yep. That's true. But getting to the other games on there, like you mentioned, Castlevania, Belmont's Curse, that looks pretty cool.
For the Persona ones, I just looked that up, and it is going to be after the PS5, so I don't have to worry about whatever. I just finished Persona 3 Reload on the PS5. So I don't think I'm going to play PS4 again. Jesus Christ, Persona 4. Too many P's and numbers. Persona 4 again, because I played the Persona 4 Golden, so that was the remake they did on the handheld, the Vita. And it's like it's an over 100-hour game, and I don't want to put 100 hours into a game I've already played.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Flight Sim 2024 is coming out with an expansion with national parks, so you can actually fly through Yellowstone and stuff like that. And I thought that was pretty cool. I'm not going to play it, I'm not going to buy it, but it is cool to have the option to fly through Yellowstone. Because
I tell you what, I've got Flight Sim 24 for the PS5, and man, it's a beautiful game. Like, you just get lost. It's ridiculous. If you're into that sort of thing, yeah, it's a great expansion.
Cool. Spyro Realm Beyond. There's going to be a DLC for Doom: The Dark Ages called Doom: The Dark Ages Revelations. Crazy Taxi World Tour is coming out, which
I want to talk about this.
Yeah.
Bob threw a comment out to me on this, Rich, and I'm curious to see what your thoughts are too. So there was a little bit of up in arms about the Crazy Taxi relaunch here, because they basically flat out said, hey, we're using some AI assistance here to generate some of this content that we're going to see in the game, and that immediately flagged a bunch of outrage. And I told Bob, I said, look, man, they're honest about it. They're at least just telling you. I mean, they could be hiding it, but
I understand some of the outrage around AI, But I also think that it's inevitable, especially what I do for a living. It's inevitable, and you have to eventually just accept it. Um, eh, there's always been, I can't think of the term, where you're going through a maze and it's procedurally generated. There's always been procedurally generated stuff, which is kind of the form of AI, because I mean, it's got to let you finish it, so it's got to have some intelligence behind the generation. I would be more upset if they announced that there was a Crazy Taxi game and it was all like elevator music or hip hop, and it wasn't punk soundtrack. We're gonna get more into the AI stuff if we have time to get into the Apple thing, because there's a lot of AI that was around that. The AI is probably a whole nother podcast topic we should revisit, especially since I've been using a lot of AI just for work.
Definitely.
I completely agree, and I do think we should probably finish. We'll talk more on Xbox here, and I do think we should discuss the Apple announcements because they're so recent. I guess today, right?
Yeah.
But no, I definitely knew. I agree. We need to hit that again because I know we're all coming at it from different perspectives, and I would certainly love to dive in. That could be a multi episode, and all sorts of trains of thought on that. So definitely.
Yeah, because I mean the thing for me with it is if you're using AI to code, then I'm cool with it. Like as long as it's a tool in your toolbox. Not where I get upset about it is when it's, oh, we used AI to generate such and such background, or we used AI for the artwork and we didn't use actual artists for it. That's where it would bug me. But like you said, I mean, there's multiple ways to go about it.
Yeah, it's and I'll use my statement. I've actually given several presentations now over the last couple of years, and I always, I have to educate people, and I say, look, AI is a tool, it's not a crutch, but it's where you're going to find that line, because once you see it as a crutch, that's where you're going to hit the pitfalls. But if you see it as a tool, it can be super beneficial. So anyway, I digress. Let's talk Xbox.
So
you mentioned Castlevania, Crazy Taxi. What else?
3 more games that I want to talk about. One of them, or 2 of them actually, are multi-platform, and one of them is an Xbox exclusive. So let's talk about Magicians, The Devil's Deal, because this was another one that I had sent you.
Yeah,
it's a first-person magic game. So first person, and you're using your magic wand and you're using playing cards, and it looks really cool. It's letting you, Rich, you get to be Gambit.
Yeah, Rich,
you got to
watch the trailer on this one.
I was going to say, I've seen a first person view of me using my magic wand, and that's not cool.
Yeah, this one's a little bit better.
Okay.
This one, yeah, Bob sent me. He's like, "Look, you got to watch trailer for this." I'm not gonna lie, I watched 3 times. It's super cool. No, I'm stoked, and I don't have an Xbox, so thanks a lot.
Well, no, that one's not. That
one's
not
multi.
Exclusive. Yeah, that's multi-platform.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. All right, love you even more.
And actually, that I skipped one too. That's another multi-platform that we need to talk about, and we'll keep it brief because I know we're running out of time. But
that one looks super cool. What else? What was the other one then?
The other ones were Fable,
yes,
which has been bumped to 2027. Because it was going to come out, I think, in November, and then they were like, you know what, we're not going to go up against GTA 6 because that's just a fool's errand. So they bumped that
because GTA 6 is coming out in September.
It's coming out. It's coming out in November now.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, like it's coming out in November.
Yeah. If they had any sense, it would come out before Christmas. But at this point, Christmas of what year?
Right, exactly. But that looks really cool. Haley Atwell plays the main villain in it, and she's a hero, but she's a villain. So that game looks really cool. I've loved all the Fable games that have come out. I played them all. Have you guys played any of the Fable games before? I know you're not Xbox guys, but
Very little. And honestly, the little bit I played might have only been with you. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to that, and that's going to be multi-platform, so that'll be out on PS5. Halo Campaign Evolved is coming out again, multi-platform. They didn't claw that one back, just like they didn't claw Fable back. So Campaign Evolved looks good. The graphics are amazing, and as a matter of fact, the funny thing is the footage they captured for the trailer is on PS5 Pro. So that's how into the PS5 they are, or they were at one point. But it looks really good, and it's got, I think, 3 or 4 new missions that are going to be prequel missions to the original Halo game. So I'm excited about that. That looks really cool. And again, I know, Tom, I remember very well you and I playing Halo on the OG Xbox. Rich,
Yeah.
have you ever played any of it?
I've never played a Halo game, no.
Really? Well, it might be worth checking out. It's going to be $50 at launch. I'm sure it'll drop just like Gears did. Which brings us to the game that is finished for PS5 on a hard drive somewhere in Microsoft's offices, but they've decided that they will not be releasing on PS5. It will be an Xbox exclusive Gears of War E-Day. And I'm heartbroken by that because I was so looking forward to this game.
Yeah, and like you said, you'd mentioned me off pod. Hey, they're doing the return to exclusivity, and is that what the E stands for?
No, that is not. That would be good. That would be good. No, so E-Day tells the story of what happened before the first Gears of War. What they call it is Emergence Day is what E-Day stands for, and it's the day that the locusts came up out of the ground and started attacking humanity. And dude, it looks really, really good, but again, console exclusive, and your boy don't have an Xbox right now, so not happening.
All right, so we did thumbs up on Nintendo. I'm kind of in the middle on the Sony. What's your boys' take on Microsoft announcements?
I'm giving it a thumbs up, but I'm more pro Microsoft than you guys. So
I'm not anti-Microsoft. They just have the Sony console.
Yeah, that's we're all in the same boat. I mean, I don't have an Xbox and I have a Sony console as well. I love some of the announcements here. I'm kind of like Bob in your boat too, like heartbroken. Like, kind of wish I had an Xbox now.
Yeah. I do like Persona games, so happy Persona 6 is coming.
But I'm gonna play. I'll give them a thumbs up here. I think the announcements were a lot more solid than the Sony announcements. I think they're certainly in line with. Hey, we're not necessarily reinventing ourselves, but we're taking the power back. We're having exclusive titles, and we're ready to go to war.
There's no Hello Kitty game on the Xbox though, so Sony wins.
Thumbs down.
Wait, is Hello Kitty coming out on the PS5?
Or whatever, the Nintendo, whatever.
Coming out on Switch.
They got lost. Yeah,
Don't get my hopes up, Rich.
All right. We got one more thing I do want to talk about, the Apple dev announcements. Rich, I don't know, you're the Apple guy in the room here.
Yeah, so every year at this time, Apple does their developer conference where they announce their new OS for all of their devices. This year, it's called something stupid. I forget what they're calling it. I could look it up, but I don't care. But anyway, the major focuses on this one is a performance upgrade. So they're actually supporting every iPhone back to iPhone 11. So the 17 is the new one now. So we're talking like 6 generations of iPhones are going to be supported, which is way over what Android. So not that I'm saying it's better than Android, but just more support than Android gives to their older products. And yeah, it's going to be At least a lot of things they mentioned were between 5 and 7 times faster, like to open up applications, to do searches, to do stuff like that on the phone. So they've really got it optimized. Uh, Nobody really liked that glass thing they tried to implement last year. So they're adding a slider to that so you can change the glass effect where it kind of limits the transparency so it's easier to read things. But the really big announcement is they're finally, they announced it years ago, put it out. It wasn't that great. But Apple Intelligence and Siri are coming. They're merging Siri into Apple Intelligence. And that's all of their AI stuff. And that's, from what they showed, it's really well done. I guess we'll see when it finally gets released or goes into beta. What it is devices that are newer will have on-device models, but everything will go out to their cloud to do it, but everything's secure. So it's a private cloud for their AI, which is kind of neat. So they're really pushing security and privacy with their AI because people were concerned about that. But it's also linking everything together. One of the demos they did was a guy said, hey, I know there's tickets for a concert coming up that I want to go to. Hey, and I can't say the word because all my devices will go off. Hey, guy, when does the tickets go on sale? When do the tickets go on sale? And it tells him, goes, well, set a reminder for me to do that. And then it goes, and you know what? Since we're talking about it, let's play music by them. Let's do this other thing. And it was, I mean, it's stuff that we've had on the PC for a while now, but it's an AI agent type workflow that's always with you on your phone, tied into every app that's on your phone. So you can kind of, what I took from it is AI is going to make us stupid because we're really putting everything onto this thing to do everything for us. Along with just the agent stuff, they've added a lot of AI features to their, going back into their photo, to the photos, where you can say, you can tag people now, which you could always do, but you can say, hey, show me pictures from the concert I went to last week. And it'll say, it'll know what you were at a concert, you were going to show the pictures. Then you can say, well, just show me pictures that have Jimmy and Tommy in it. Now send those pictures or to a shared folder between me, Jimmy, and Tommy. And Jimmy and Tommy can have Google phone and a Windows phone, and you can share folders now between the three of them, which is cool. Share albums, which is cool. The photo editing stuff is impressive because you're able to, like, let's say you have a picture of your kids. This is another one of the demos they showed, but your kids are off center. So let's say you can actually take your subject, recenter them in the picture, even kind of reorient the direction of the camera a little bit. It will use what's in the picture to move them and put them in perspective. And then it goes out to Apple's private cloud to fill in the stuff that may have changed in there. So it'll do progressive background filling out stuff. There's better terms for all that, but it's, how I get after 9 o'clock. I'm tired of it. But it's just like a lot of stuff that you want to see from AI. And if it's as private as they say it is, that's cool. Like, I don't know how much you want to believe a big company when they say not even they can get to your prompts or what you're telling it to do. Like, everything's hidden behind it that much where they can just, it'll do it for you, but they can't get to any of the stuff that you're letting out, which is kind of cool. There's also a lot of AI child safety stuff they're doing. So they have this new kids account that you can set up on your phone, where it locks down, just like everything else, it locks down what websites your kid can get to, what apps it can get to. But even if you're in an app that you already gave it permission to, if somebody else tries to talk to your kid in that app that has in-app chatting, it lets you know. Like, before sending it to the kid, it sends it to you and say, hey, this guy wants to talk to your kid or not guy, you know what I mean? This person's reaching out to your kid. This is the message you're sending. Are they allowed to talk to them? Or it'll flag pictures that it thinks might have nudity. So it says, hey, your kid might be getting a dirty picture from his friend. We're blocked it, but do you want to allow it to go through? So it gives everything to the parent's phone first and lets the parent forward it to parent guardian, whatever you want to call it, to whoever gets to see it. So a lot of that was kind of interesting too. I don't have kids, but my nephews both have phones. So I know this is something my brother's been going over, which is kind of, because my one nephew's 6 years old. And they said 6-year-olds don't have a phone, but I think that's just the way things are. I mean, we didn't have cell phones when we were 6, so it's kind of interesting to think about. And
I've talked years ago, I talked about on here, but Rich, it's really cool that you're mentioning it. So the gentleman, there's a company that we work with that for our school system that developed a lot of that protection stuff. And we've been implementing some of those tools at the district level with exactly what you're saying for the last decade. Now AI is another layer to that, but it's really cool stuff, man. Like, and I'm glad it's finally getting to the consumer level, because that's kind of where it needs to be, because the tools that, as a parent, and Bob, I'm sure you know this, they're just not great. There's certain things, I can control, I can, set up different things on my kids' devices, and I have time controls. I can set up moderated content. I can do certain things, but it's not nearly where the level of control that I would like, because I have more control over devices at my work than, it seems like than I do my own personal stuff, because I'm not in the enterprise ecosystem,
I keep telling my older nephew, Google VPN, Google Tor. There's ways around this stuff.
It's great. Yeah, you're right. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah. But no, it's cool that's kind of the hill they're on now. And but it is funny though, like some of the stuff you're mentioning to me, it's like, it's like, oh yeah, I really wonder if it's as private as they say. Giant company, whatever. But I am curious too. This was Tim Cook's last hurrah, right?
What's really interesting, I know they said it was only going to be the newest stuff, but depending, and everything's been they teamed with Google, so it's using Gemini for all of their AI stuff, or a fully built on Apple hardware version of Gemini, so it's totally optimized. But even
I was going to say everything you said, I was like Google.
Even optimized, though, it's interesting to think, or I wonder how performant a local model is going to be on an iPhone. Now, I know the newest ones have the processors that have the neural cores and all that other crap inside of it. It's supposed to make them run fast, but I just don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. I have a pretty beefy MacBook with like 128 gigs of memory in it that I've been running some local models on, and even they're good, but they can't compete with the stuff in the cloud, even the private cloud that we have at work that I connect to. It's just, you give it more stuff, it runs better.
Right. Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see. It sounds like they have it optimized enough, or obviously they know what they're doing, but that it hits the local stuff when it needs to. And then when it needs that bigger stuff, that's when it goes outside. And it sounds like they just integrate together well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. It's going to be neat. I used to download the betas for all this stuff and play with it, but now my phone is my glucose monitor, because I have that constant glucose monitor thing. So I can't do the beta on that if it'll stop the blood sugar.
Oh no.
Tracking and things. Oh man. So I might play with it on my iPad. I can't. I was going to say I'm not going to do it on my laptop either, because I don't want to risk taking my laptop out of commission. But it's interesting to see. The beta should be out soon. They're releasing everything in the US first. Like Europe's not getting any of the AI stuff for a while, and it doesn't sound like, I don't know when China's getting it, but it's like China may not be getting it for a while. But yeah, a lot of neat AI stuff, which is cool, because like I said, it's like Tom mentioned earlier, or Bob, or whichever one you mentioned, if you use AI's here, I mean, you might as well. If you can use it as a tool and use it right, it's definitely helpful. I went to the doctor this morning. I thought I was going to see one doctor. I was going to see another doctor. I didn't know I was going to the doctor until I got the text message from the automated thing like 2 days ago. But if I had like an AI thing that set up the meeting for me or look through it or knew all this stuff, then it would be like, I make jokes sometimes with friends and that I need an assistant to do all this stuff for me because I just get so whatever. But if you actually have an AI assistant that you don't really have to configure like you would have a local agent, it's just there on your phone and works, which is what Apple's good at. I mean, that's the one thing they're good at, is setting up something that just works when it does. They're also good at releasing stuff sometimes that doesn't work at all, like their maps, and takes a little while. So this first version of Apple Intelligence may not, work that great, but the next one will be there. So it'll be, like I said, definitely something fun to play with in the future.
I think it's a great, precursor. We'll hit AI again. We've talked about it before on a few different episodes, and of course we've interlaced it here and there. I know Bob has some completely different takes, and I love and I respect both sides of the coin on that. I get it's taking work away from honest people, and I absolutely hate the slop. It's pretty obvious whenever you see, like Bob, you mentioned, like the artwork, and you see businesses just, lack of a better word, whoring themselves out over it because it's an easy way to make a graphic. And it sucks because it's like, it's pretty obvious that was not, made by humans. And I hate that because now you're getting like inundated with it. But the other side of the coin too is that, it's very helpful and can save a lot of time if you use it correctly. So yeah, we'll hit that hard. Any last minute thoughts, gentlemen, before we sign off on this one?
I just wanted to say happy birthday to Rich again. I hope you have an awesome day, man.
Well, thank you.
Happy birthday, Rich.
Yay.